我睇到一個類似 3D 元件嘅物體，咪係一啲 modeling 嘅嘢，跟住我睇到其實係 classify 做 education 嘅，佢唔係一個 game 嚟嘅，佢個 category。Baalbek Reborn temples. Experts of the German Archaeological Institute present the Roman temples in Baalbek. 我純粹走去觀光下咯。咁我好大部分玩 Assassin's Creed Odyssey 嘅原因都係去觀光。有聲㗎嘛應該。係冇 Steam overlay 嘅呢度。Double clicking anywhere after moving mouse off the tablet. Double clicking again to show the tablet. Mouse wheel to zoom in and out. 係一個幾 gigabyte 嘅 model 係純粹觀光。可唔可以行？我冇得行嘅喎。點解唔俾行咧？你整完個 3D 嘅 model 係咪 3D 㗎？到底定係 2D 嘅？你 2D 唔使幾 gigabyte 㗎？我喺黎巴嫩嘅呢間嘢，喺黎巴嫩嘅羅馬嘅廟都啱嘅。黎巴嫩係羅馬一部分嚟嘅，雖然梗係好少諗係咯。如果睇聖經嘅話，咁當然係。
Jupiter is the Roman equivalent of Greek Zeus. He is a mature male with a full head of hair and a beard. His symbol is the staff and the eagle, who represents his dominion over the air.
我覺得好 2D 喎，佢成個界面，佢因為完全唔俾我用。
Jupiter is the air.
點睇啊？
Welcome to Baalbek, ancient Heliopolis. In this application, we visit the city as it appeared around the year 215 of our era, which can be considered the peak of its ancient development. A bird's-eye view gives us our first look at Baalbek and its hinterland. We are hovering above the fertile Bacchus Valley that stretches over 120 kilometers between the two mountain ranges of Lebanon and Anti-Lebanon. Below, we see the town of Baalbek, a place that has been inhabited for over 10,000 years. In Roman times, it was called Heliopolis, the city of the sun. While Baalbek today has almost 100,000 inhabitants, It was much smaller in Roman antiquity. The most famous landmark of ancient Heliopolis was the great sanctuary of Jupiter, who here was called appropriately enough Jupiter Optimus Maximus Heliopolitanus, that is to say, Heliopolitan Jupiter, the best and the greatest. The complex belongs to a series of Roman constructions whose remains are sprinkled throughout the city. Baalbek lies on the edge of the Becca Valley, at the point where it reaches its greatest height and where its watershed lies. Nearby are the sources of two rivers, the Litani, which was called Leontes in antiquity and flows south, and the Orontes, which grows to considerable size farther north in Syria. The Becca Valley has always been very fertile, and the two rivers are responsible for this fertility. The name Baalbek actually means Lord of the Source. Water, as a guarantee of fertility, was therefore closely linked with the city, and certainly a reason for the sanctuary's construction here. This impressive complex alone put Heliopolis on the map. Without it, Baalbek would probably have been and remained a small, insignificant village. But the sanctuary was more than the center of Heliopolis. Over 300 meters long, it is one of the most imposing complexes of ancient architecture, not only in the Middle East, but in the entire Roman Empire. The sanctuary of Jupiter, of whose enormous temple 6 columns still remain standing, is surrounded by other structures. These include the so-called Temple of Bacchus, one of the best-preserved temples in the ancient world, a much smaller circular temple, and near it, a small temple rectangular in plan. We will visit all these sacred places on this tour. Besides these and other temples, we know of column streets, a thermal bath, a theater, a large banquet building, and much, much more. We know much less about the residential buildings of the Roman town. We are looking at the sanctuary from the west. This means that we see it from the rear, looking not only in the direction of the rising sun, but also in the direction of one of the springs that are so important for Baalbek. Sun and water equal fertility, and that is what the cult of Jupiter from Heliopolis was basically about. Look at this temple. 54 columns, each almost 20 meters tall, support the temple's roof, 10 each at the front and at the back, and 19 along each of the long sides.
This one.
From here, its most recognizable feature is the famous so-called Trilithon, gigantic stones quarried locally to construct the temple podium.
Where?
You can find out more about the Trilithon at stop 36 on the tour. The building material of choice here was the limestone extracted from the quarries in the area. Not until Roman times were these quarries exploited on a large scale. Probably the stone material was delivered from this direction, stored temporarily and prepared for backfilling. Perhaps the workshops of the blacksmith or other suppliers were also here. To the right of the large temple of Jupiter stands the small temple, the so-called Temple of Bacchus. Don't be deceived when we call it small. It is bigger than many other Roman temples elsewhere. Only in Baalbek could it be considered the small temple. It is not certain to which god it was dedicated. Some indications speak for Bacchus, whom the Romans also called Liber Pater. The most that can be said for sure is that it is at least 100 years younger than its great neighbor, the Temple of Jupiter. We will take a closer look at both temples at other stops on this tour. To begin your tour, please click on the map icon on the upper right-hand part of your virtual tablet. This will open a map. You are free to click on any blue circle on the map, and you will be teleported to see the feature you have selected. Let us land now in front of the sanctuary, so that we can explore it.
我有啲覺得 ，OK， 你終於嚟到呢個 3D model， 我有啲覺得佢個遊玩長度比我想象中長好多。我淨係想走嚟呢度，跟住兜兩圈。啊！佢係冇自由行走嘅，基本上。咁同一堆 2D 畫面冇咩分別。 點解要成？佢咪佢係4個 GB 㗎，我下載嗰陣，佢安裝完好似9個 GB。哇，38分鐘，認真㗎你？嗯，誒，go on。哦，佢個 guide tour 係全程，我 Q 死我。Other tours, Rome Reborn, Roman Forum，或者唔止一個嘅。哦，我對呢個有興趣多啲喎。我都知黎巴佢咁描述佢黎巴嫩呢座廟都係好犀利嘅，但係唔係現代人知道嘅名勝之一咯。同埋我已經唔知佢嘅界面係出咗咩事。喂，俾幅地圖我睇下。哇，理解唔到。